Good morning. Today is the morning of Thursday train, and I thought I'd pop on here real quickly and share with you exactly where I found my printable images that are so good for image transfers. Um, it's been kind of a week, and I really didn't think I was going to do a video this week at all. But I thought I'd give it a try and see if I could put one together real quickly before train time. So, without really a lot of talk, I'm going to just go ahead and open everything up, show you what I do with the images, and print one out so you can see what it looks like. I don't know that I'll have time to actually do the transfer, but we'll see. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to open up my program. This is the website. Um, Open up a little bit more so you can see it. And it's Gel Inspirations. It's a great site. Nola does a really good job with this. Beautiful site, first off, and you can see that you have several packages, and all of these are excellent packages. I am extremely happy with what I've found. I think pretty much I've gotten all the packages here. I see here. I don't know if I've done the women's images, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. You open up whatever image you're looking to get. Uh, in this case, it's images of the women of the world, and I'm gonna do this real quickly. Add it to my cart. View cart. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this off, and it's really this easy. I'm going to purchase this off my site. I'll come back to it in just a minute. I'm going to cut this part out. And this is my grunge package. I'm going to go down. I found an image earlier this morning I was very interested in working with, but you can see you have an incredible amount of images to work with. I think I'm going to go down and keep it real simple, but it has, so many different things. This one really kind of caught my eye. So many things I can use for upcoming collages I have, but this one really kind of caught my eye. So I'll open up just a cactus. You can see it has quite a bit of detail in it. Quite a bit of detail in it. I like the fact that it really does look very grungy. So I like the grunge. Let's go in and take a closer look. You can see just how much detail there's in this image, and that really is going to be the thing you're going to want to look at and look for when you're looking for an image. So I'm going to take this back out, and I'll show you what I do with this, and which will give you an idea, because I take that image and I give it a little bit of a tweak. Just going to open up Photoshop. You see I've been working on different images. I'm going to open. That's my grunge. Open it up. Now you see that it's the same image we looked at before. I'm going to go check on the size of this and how it will print, because sometimes when I open it up, it's too large. I'll show you that. Because I'm on a Mac, it's Control Print or Command Print, and you can see it doesn't quite fit in there. So let's change the orientation. So there you go. Going to go over here, I want to get a little more contrast. So I go in and I make adjustments. Brightness and contrast. I want to kick up the contrast just a little bit, because the contrast is really, that's the brightness. And it's just a slider. The contrast is really important. The contrast is what creates the image, or helps create that image. So I'm going to just kick that up to like 37% more. And let's go in and see what it actually looks like. I'm using Command plus. You see, I get in, and we still have a lot of detail there until you get down to the point where it pixelates. So let's go. I want to do one other thing. The image. I want to go and check what mode it's in. It is CMH. If you find an image you like on the internet, if you make sure that when you come in it's CMYK, it'll give you the most amount of contrast. So that's good. I'm going to go ahead and print this. Make sure my printer's on. It is. There I go. I got a very nice print that I can work with. So I'm happy with that. Now what I would do with this is Winsor Newton gloss varnish. I just give it a real quick spray, and it helps with the lines on this. It adheres itself to the toner, and that's what you really want to really run to repel, because that's what happens. So when you put this down on the gel print, the dark lines where the toner is are going to repel the paint and allow the paint that's on the gel plate to stay there. So it's going to repel the paint, not pick up that paint. And all around will of course pick up the paint, and that's where you get the negative space. So let me go real quickly. I'm going to spray this, and I'll be right back. What I'm going to do is a real quick pull, and we're going to call it a day. I'm going to mix it up a little bit, but I'm taking the image you've already seen, and I'm going to put it on the plate. It's a simple process. Really, truly, it's just about making sure you don't put a lot of paint down. You really don't want a lot of paint. You just want a nice thin layer, but you want it enough so that you can keep it wet enough that it works for you. And that's really the key. You want enough paint that it'll adhere to the paper without being too much. So I'm going to put down a little bit of my burnt Sienna, a little bit of, I believe this is carbon black. No, this is Oxide Black. Register. I use the sides of the plate as my registration. Put my fingers in both the top and bottom. Line up one side. As long as it's straight, it should be fine. I'm going to just give it a real light. I don't want a whole lot of weight here. Just want enough that I pick up where the white areas are and allow it to repel where I don't know. And I could use that again. I'm going to notice I have quite a bit of gunk on the outside. If I were to want to pick it up, I just use some baby wipes. I got these off Amazon. They were cheap. And I'm going to just pick this up with plain old copy paper. There's some brown in there. I think I'm going to add just a little green, although cactus aren't necessarily green. If you've ever seen one live, which most people have, they're just kind of, and I'm going to add a little bit of color into it. This is just a simple technique of painting in the parts you want to see. And this is what I'm using here is Sap Green. And this is when I'm painting. It's the stuff on the plate when I start it. That is the top layer. You have to think in reverse. So this is what is called reverse painting. I could go to a lot of detail with this, with just getting some color down. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of this, just to give it some interest. I could take it one step further, and I could put some other pieces on top of this, which would give us another level and actually create the collage on the plate. But I'm trying to keep this short, keep this easy. This is ink white. It's transparent. This way you can create another layer here and have some colors that are going to show through. And I'm just brayering this. I'm not trying to do much more than give me that layer, and you can see it's actually kind of repelling throughout, which is that's a desirable look for me when I'm doing the next part. I need to move a little bit here because it's a small amount of paint. Like I said, I'm just looking to create some interest. Let's see how we did. It's all a grand experiment. This may actually work, or it may not, and that's the fun of it. Give this a little bit of a help. It's dry enough for this. So I'm going to use my titanium white. Titanium white is opaque, and I want a nice bright background that's going to stand out. Not much. Really don't need much paint, just because this is where I really want to have a nice thin layer. But you want it wet enough that it actually picks up. So I'm going to watch that too. Actually lift the paint off the side. Make sure that I get give myself something that'll actually work, and give it a good rub out to the corners. And we're going to wait too long. not sure that I put enough paint on. We'll see. Because this corner is not really down. And like I said, this is just plain copy paper I'm pulling this up with. Let's see how we did. I didn't quite get all of the paint up, but I got a good image. So there you have it. Got some nice modeling. You can see the image clearly. The gun's down there, but there you have it. It's a nice Gunji image. I can use this if I were to work with it a little bit more, as I put some texture in there, but I'm not unhappy with this. So that's a quick and dirty video on how I approach from start to finish a image transfer. And I hope you got something out of this. Today's Thursday train up before me would have been Gert. And most likely, because I'm coming in so late and I don't know that it's actually going to make it in time, would have been Gert Creates, Corey and Adrian of Art's Really Cool, Julie of Julie E. Art, and Janice of Just Janice. One of the four or some of the four will be here with us today. So hope you got something out of this. This is it for me for today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.